What's up, everybody? Have you ever been on a date that you couldn't wait to end and you knew would have been so much better if you just brought a friend? Well, today we're talking to Julie and Danielle, whose new dating app takes you out of dating hell. So tune in to Up to Date because we know that you all can relate. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Up to Date. I'm your host, Chelsea Texera, and today we are so excited to have Danielle Dietzich and Julie Griggs on the show. They're the co-founders of the double dating app, Fourplay. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us from New York. Woohoo!
Thank you for having us. We're so excited to be on the show today.
I am so excited to have you. Well, cheers, ladies. We are just drinking a little bit of some nice white wine today because it is hot as all hell every place that we are. Woo!
It's actually really hot here.
You know what? So yeah, I'm sure it is. So I've actually never been to New York, which is a sadness in my heart. Was supposed to go this year for my birthday, but didn't get to go because of COVID. But so that leads me into, ladies, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you guys are from. And actually, you guys are very integral to this COVID thing because both of these beautiful ladies are in the healthcare industry.
So I'm Danielle Dietzich. I'm one of the co-founders of Fourplay. I am originally from Connecticut, but now I'm in New York. I live on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And I'm a nurse, by the way. So I'm a co-founder of a dating app, but I'm also so yeah, this pandemic has definitely been a little crazy, but I definitely enjoy my days off doing Fourplay, which is more like fun than a job.
I love days off doing Fourplay.
I'm Julie Griggs from New Jersey.
Who doesn't love Fourplay?
Don't we all? So I'm Julie Griggs from New Jersey. Physician assistant in New York. So also on the random train of doing healthcare by day, swimming in COVID by day, and swimming in Fourplay by night. So we do what we can.
Jills of all trades. There we go. Jills of all trades. I love it, guys. That's amazing.
Yep.
And so how long have you guys known each other?
We've known each other since college. So
10 years.
10 years, which is crazy. Although it's not really crazy because it feels like Julie is like my twin. Like we've known each other forever. But we met in college. I'm a year older than Julie, so we were in the same sorority. She was a pledge. I was already a member. She was actually like getting hazed pretty much by needing to like be in this thing called Greek Sing, where it's really terrible. Like nobody wants to do it. It's basically when they make all the Greek fraternities and sororities like put on a performance for like the whole college or for all of Greek life. Julie was pledging, so she had to be in Greek Sing, and I love to perform, so I volunteered to be in Greek Sing, even though I had already done it the previous year when I was a pledge, and that's how I met Julie.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's how we met.
Yes,
That's how we met.
Love that. So how was it being in a sorority? I never was in one. I went to San Diego State and I had like thought about it, but so like being hazed, like how are you hazed? Like with like hopefully nothing crazy, right?
It really was, I say hazing, but it really was hazing. That was probably the worst thing we had to do was like be in a performance, which I love.
So I like joined a sorority to be hazed.
Okay, you freak. Love that.
And no, I was like, please haze me. And at this point, because we went to Penn State, Greek life was like on high alert. Like there was absolutely no hazing allowed.
Yeah.
So all of the older girls in the sorority were like, no, Miss Julie, we can't haze you. Like so polite. And I was like, please haze me. I did not join this for any other reason. I don't know why.
She used to ask. You'd be like, call me bitch, Julie.
No, I didn't.
Call me bitch, Julie. Wait, is that what they do to the sorority pledges? Call them bitch, whatever their name is? Because that's fucking hilarious.
No, you know what happens is that when Dale has white wine, she lies. Yeah.
They get a little bit,
Okay. she's a white wine fibber. I'm into that. I love that. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, so you're not bitch Julie, you're Miss Julie. I'm into that as well. So okay, so great. So you guys both in the medical field, met in college, and then so where are you both from? Because I know you're not from the same place.
So I'm from Connecticut. I grew up like an hour outside of the city.
And I grew up in New Jersey, about 35, 45 minutes outside of Manhattan.
So do you guys go home often, or is New York now like your mainstay?
I definitely go home often. My parents have a pool, so I need to get out of the city and go home. I mean, I'm not going to be here where it's like all concrete and garbage. I do like to go home in the summer, especially.
And garbage. What?
Garbage. I'm from San Diego with Torrey Pines.
Oh, you know about some Torrey Pines. Okay, love that.
I know that.
I also go home frequently because I'm also spoiled with the pool, and I also like I'm relatively new to New York. I really just moved in like in June, I think, because I was in grad school.
Fresh,
but I'm fresh. I'm fresh out the womb of New Jersey.
It's that remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. Yes. Okay, so you're new. You're new to New York. Okay, and so when you guys started your app, were you guys fully like based in New York, and you're like, this is where we're starting it?
Great question.
Great question.
It was a temporary. We're both in New York, actually. Julie was officially in New Jersey in grad school, but had a temporary rotation as a physician assistant. She had a temporary rotation for her training in New York. And I was living in New York. So I said, come stay with me, which was really exciting. The first time living together since the sorority. And that's when we came up with the idea for Fourplay. It was that time when we were here in the city for 2 months together.
Wow. Okay. Well, so we will dive deep into that later in our conversation. But so what I'd like to know is, how is it like living in New York? Because like San Diego is also like a metropolis. Like it's a huge city that people love to travel to from all over the world, as is New York. However, like I am not a downtown girl. Like we live by the beach right here. We're like filming by the beach. But New York is somewhere that I've always wanted to go. My stepmom has always told me, Chelsea, you belong in New York. But also I'm like so curious, like it's high-rise buildings. Like, do you guys have cars? Like I've actually gone on a couple of dates with dudes out here that are like, oh, I'm from New York, I don't have a car. And that's like the only reason that was passable. I'm like, okay, like, you probably need a vehicle.
Forget a car.
What?
Some people don't even have a license. Who are from the city, like from Manhattan proper, they don't even have a license.
There's a song that says, don't need a license if you've got no drive. No, like, I'm sorry, even if you don't have a car, you need a fucking license if you're trying to drive up into this.
You need a fucking license, because wherever you go, there's gonna be a car. Like, you might not have a car in Manhattan, but like if you're traveling somewhere, like you might need to know how to drive. Like you might need to get a rental car.
Yeah, let me get that too. Yeah. Let me get that beep beep. Like, I'm sorry, we need to at least be able to roam about the country.
We're like really feeling R. Kelly tonight, which is like so not okay anymore.
It's not okay, but also like I think everyone is a little too sensitive, because we all know we love that song.
We all love that song. I mean, all dance to that song.
It's when I was a child, like 4th grade, that was my jam, and now I look back and I'm like, mother, what was going on? Like, why was this okay?
I had no clue. We had no.
It's unfortunate because it's such a song.
Now when it comes on, it's like you can't really bump it. Like, it's not like you can like let your windows down and bump that song. Other people are going to be like,
But also, I see what you're saying.
I participated in grind lines to that song.
Grind lines. Did you have grind lines in California?
Grime lines?
Oh, let me tell you what. It might be a very New York thing. Okay, let me tell you what a grind line is. Okay. So here in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, the tri-state area, when you're a kid and you go to parties like bar bat mitzvahs, that's a big thing in the tri-state area, or sweet 16s, there are grind lines where a bunch of kids line up, prepubescent kids that, are really horny, line up and grind on each other. Very, very
like in a line.
Like in a line.
Why are you in a line?
And parents have to come up and say like, no grinding at this party. Like we've all been at the party where like there was a grind line.
Oh yeah.
Yep. You never had that in San Diego? You didn't have that?
No, that sounds like a pre-cum compilation that I'm not down for. Like, oh my God.
something. I will never forget. I was at a bat mitzvah when I was 13, initiating the so
rallying the troops for the
I like, and because I'm like short and small, like people assume that I'm innocent, which I am, but because I like instigate things and then like look innocent, I never get blamed for it. So I was like at a bat mitzvah and this grind line was starting and these two boys that I was friends with were like coming from behind to grind. And one of the dancers grabbed both of them at the back of the shirt and he was like, "You do not treat a girl like that."
Oh, wow.
And the rest of the bat mitzvah, they weren't allowed near me.
Teaching them young.
And you're all, yes, you do. Woohoo!
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. No, like I want to grind on me. Thank you very much. I want to be the girl in my class if I got ground on.
Oh my God. Ground this ass. That is so funny, you guys. I am loving that. Cause no, we definitely we didn't have that growing up. But of course we had like, you know, we of course had a grind line. That is so rich. I love that. No, but growing up we had like obviously dances like they were like, it reminds me of Hitch. Like, you know, when he's like, this is where you live. Like, you know, you like stay like just right like in front. But no, like we obviously were like dirty dancing. At one dance, I ripped my pants up my asshole because I was grinding so hard. So I'm not innocent. I know.
So you pop, locked, and dropped it as a 13-year-old?
I mean, was there any other choice? Like you're a loser if you're not pop, lock, and dropping it.
100%. If you were that person at a party who like, if you went to the dance and you were not grinding, it was like, okay, like
I'm sorry.
So that's social suicide.
I'm having a flashback of all the amazing songs, like the Jolly Rancher.
Oh, the Jolly Rancher.
Girl, because I stay so hot. You know,
you've been with me for a long time. Oh my God. How nasty is that? And we were children.
Shake your tail feather.
You guys,
I was 13 again.
You guys, I remember
those were good time.
having my first, like wearing my first thong underwear and going to a dance and having my whale tail out for all to see because I thought it was so cool. That is so embarrassing.
That was such a thing. Like, I remember like in class, it would be like, you wanted to make sure that like your thong was showing. And it was how you got the guy behind you to know that like you were DTF. Except it wasn't DTF. It was like down to the in the hallway. DTF being another F.
She said down to fuck in the hallway. Oh my God. That is so hilarious because I'm so glad you guys feel that way too. Because like looking back, sometimes I've had moments where I was like, was I a whore? But no, that's everyone. Everyone had their fucking thong out.
But that was what was cool back then.
Do you guys want to know a terrible story? So I'm an only child. So I got thongs. I had stepsisters though. And so my stepsisters would buy me thongs from Charlotte Russe. They had sales all the time.
Charlotte Russe.
Love Charlotte Russe. Love a little shar. So I had these thongs. Well, so my sister used to be super sneaky and she would cut the back out of her teddy bear and shove her thongs in there. So our parents wouldn't find them. My dumb ass put them in my tampon box in my top drawer, my undie drawer. So one day my mom was like, I told my mom I needed tampons. Like, you know, like she's going to the store. She did my laundry. After this, I did all my own laundry. I'll say that. But she opened my panty drawer and there was a box of tampons. And I remember I was sitting on the computer. Do you guys remember having a computer room?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Like computer room. Before we all had like laptops and stuff, there was a computer room. So I was in the computer room and my dresser was in the computer room. And so my mom opens, I remember turning around in slow motion. My mom opens the door. She goes, "Do you have tampons right here?" I'm like, no. she opens my tampon box. There is thongs just everywhere. My mom in front of me chops every single thong string. Literally cuts my thongs in half. And she was like, fuck no. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who wants to wear granny panties in fucking, I was in like 8th grade. I was like, are you serious? So anyway, she grounded me, but she had to work. And so I was like, yeah. So she grounded me and she was like, no computer. I'm like, bet, bitch. She goes to work. I go to get on the computer. She took the mouse.
Oh, she's brilliant. She's brilliant. She's like, my daughter will not be a whore. Did she snip the mouse too? Did she snip the mouse wire?
She didn't snip it, but she just took it. She like unplugged the mouse. And I was like, you little But what's funny is so that Christmas actually, like I think she realized that she was being crazy. And that Christmas she got me like 20 pairs of thongs.
Like nicer. She went to Victoria's Secret.
She got you the Victoria's Secret Christmas deal, the 5 dongs for $20.
She did.
You know that one. You all know that one.
Exactly. She got me all of like the most in your butt crack deals. They were just like up there in their like swimwear. So yeah, that's my thong story, which is unfortunate. But then after that, like it was a good deal. But yeah, so we've all been through the initial thong stage, thong song, Cisco.
The initial thong,
Cisco,
yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
So good.
And I remember like putting like the Cisco like on my AM profile, like to show that like it was kind of like wink wink, like I'm in the thong club.
Do you guys remember how good we used to be at like codes? I could not make a code for my life nowadays.
We were amazing coders. I used to make those profiles.
Yeah, like
it was like commissioned.
Exactly. You put songs on your profiles, like all this crazy stuff. But anyway, I'm having way too much fun.
Were you someone who did song lyrics and best friend initials? Or did you not want to get into like that hairy territory?
Oh, great question.
Oh, I was a top 8 bitch. Don't fuck with me. You want to get demoted?
You never on your profile. You would have been way too cool for me.
No, you have sometimes like, you know, but it was hard because like we had a best friend group, you know, so like you just have to start everyone somewhere. And then if shit gets moved, then that's drama. Isn't that so funny? I'm so glad that's not a thing anymore because that is literally that is a problem starter.
Yeah, no kidding. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Now, since we've gone so far off topic, I just want to ask one more question about when we were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Did you guys experience pantsing?
Pantsing. That may be an Easter.
No, of course there was pantsing. Nobody ever pants me because they would have died. Literally, I would have knocked someone the fuck out if they pantsed me. But no, like I think that like wait, I don't think it's a girl thing though. Girls pants girls.
Oh, it's like a thing that like you wear your best thong to school and put sweatpants on because you might get
you're gonna be pants. We had a thing that was the pants and trip. So what you would do was you would pant someone, and then as they were going to pull up their pants, you would trip them. So they would be on the floor with their pants down,
with their ass jiggling, like whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my God, you little! Oh my God!
Yeah.
So wait, has that happened to both of you?
That was the move. I never got pants. No. I was the one doing the pantsing and tripping, but I never got.
Wow.
I feel like that was like a thing why people like put like the elastic part over their head to like prevent.
I know exactly. They're like.
Yeah, when they had to. Yeah, that was a thing. It was like to protect yourself.
Anti-pants.
No, so never had to do that. Yeah, I don't think I ever got pants. Like maybe in the girls' locker room. But no, I'm sorry, like pulling your pants down in front of a whole entire school is like means for getting your ass beat. So, at least where I'm from in Northern California, you would get rocked.
Oh, I'll never forget. Kyle got suspended. Never forget that.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, what happened?
I said I'll never forget that Kyle got suspended because he pantsed Kirsten at lunch, and you know that was not okay when you're 11.
No, oh my God, it's sexual harassment.
No, yeah, nobody needs to see ass cheeks, especially not mine. And if you're the one who did it, then like, yeah, no, it's not going to be a good time for you. So it is so funny looking back. It's like you think back and you're like, who even thinks about that? But no, that's so fucking crazy.
I bet you it's not. I bet you now in 2020, moms are like, you don't do that to a girl. You don't slap a girl's butt. You don't pull down her pants. Like, I bet you that doesn't happen anymore. That was like a very, like, come to think that it's like, what the fuck? Well, so exactly. Well, so now it's also a bunch more video culture. Like before it wasn't. Like I had a phone that had Snake on it. Like I didn't have fucking videos and shit. I had a BlackBerry. Like, you know, you're not taking videos. So it's different. But nowadays somebody's going to get pants. Somebody has a video of that, and then you're gonna die because like nobody's gonna have a video of my ass cheeks anywhere. So I hope that that's not happening nowadays. Right. You know, like, and I've read so many crazy things about just like social media nowadays that like kids are having less sex because they're less social because they are not going out and doing things. They're like worried about being online. So honestly, I'll say like
before we transition to our favorite places, because I could talk to you guys all day about our hoe days. But you know what I mean? Like, I think that I'm so grateful that we had a childhood where it wasn't something that we were blasted online, or like, you know, like we got to actually be kids.
Definitely.
It's crazy that kids are growing up now not knowing what it will ever be like to be able to live your life without worrying about it being on camera.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God,
I can't even imagine like what that must be like. That sucks.
You're so right.
Everything is video nowadays, you know? It's like I, for the longest time, I think it might be because like I'm an old soul, but like my friends would try to like we'd go out and they try to video stuff, and I'm like, stop, because I think it's just kind of like, it is a weird thing. Like, video is something that lives on forever. Obviously, like with the podcast, I love that kind of thing, but like things where you're not prepared or you're not necessarily in your best light, it's like not like, obviously we appreciate it, right? Like all the funny videos on Instagram or all the things that we see are like, you know, we owe that to people having their cameras ready. But some of the things, it's like, what if that was you? Like, it's just such a crazy, it is a crazy time.
Absolutely. Like, what if someone was calling you bitch Griggs on a podcast?
Right.
Bitch Griggs.
Never live down ever. I am gonna be in big trouble.
Exactly. Oh my God. But yeah, so we're super grateful that we lived in a time that was not the move. So sorry for all of our Gen Zers. Actually, sorry, not sorry. But so we're gonna do a little transition into what are your guys' favorite places. So I read a little bit about it before because you guys wrote me a little note about, hey, these are our favorite places. So, Julie, why don't you start with your top 3? Just name them off, and then you two, Danielle, and then we'll just kind of dive into them.
Okay, awesome. So, honestly, don't remember exactly
I don't remember what I
wrote.
put.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I put.
But to be off the cuff about it, I
Love that.
loved Greece. I've been to Greece twice. Absolutely love it. Also, so I have 2 siblings that live in Israel, so I do have a soft spot for Tel Aviv because it's very much like Miami Beach, like great beach vibe, and I love the beach. But if I had to take somewhere else, I would say China was pretty cool because it was such a cultural, like totally cultural different experience. And like, I'm white, so like they were loving me. I was basically Kim Kardashian. My self-esteem was never bigger. So I was like a celebrity. It was amazing. And, Australia, actually New Zealand. I loved New Zealand.
Oh, you lucky duck. Okay.
I don't know what my top 3 are. I don't want to be consistent with what I wrote to you, but I just don't remember. I love Bali. Bali was like amazing. Incredible. But you know what's interesting? Like, I remember talking to Australian people who were there and saying to them, like, this is the best place ever. Like, it's so exotic. And they were like, it's not exotic. For them, it's like for us going to like Florida. Like, yeah, they just like take a quick plane.
It's like for me going to Mexico.
It's a quick flight. Exactly. And so they were like, it's not exotic, but I was like, I think it's so exotic. Like I thought Bali was amazing. I loved Iceland. I felt like I was on another planet. And Portugal. Have you been to Portugal?
I have not been to Portugal, but I am Portuguese. So my next like big trip I had planned was actually, yeah. So my last name is Texera, so it's very Portuguese last name. But I really wanted to go for like probably 3 weeks to Portugal, Ibiza, and Morocco is like my next dream trip that I would just like die.
Yeah, Morocco is supposedly incredible. Yeah, Portugal is just like, it's so physically beautiful. Like, it's just so, it's crazy that you're looking at the edge of the continent. Like, you're on the edge of the continent, like the most western part, looking at the ocean. And it's like, oh my God, like on the other side of this ocean is like where we live. It's so weird.
So crazy. I know. And then like, I've heard like they have the best food. Like, what was one of the favorite things that you ate there?
Oh my God. They have a dessert called pastel de nata. I have tried in New York to find it so many times. I have gone on every single website trying to find this dessert. I need it, but it's only in Portugal. It's like, I can't even describe it. It's like a custard in like a cupcake shape. So like it's like cupcake shape, and it's kind of like the outside is kind of croissant-y, like a pull apart pastry like that, and the inside is all custard. It's so good. I can't find it only in Portugal.
Wow.
I'm loving your passion.
I know. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for dessert now. Thank you. And then, so, okay, besides that delicious dessert, what was your favorite thing you did there?
In Portugal?
Yeah.
I loved the wine country. Like up north, they have like all these vineyards, and that's where port wine comes from. Port wine is really, really sweet.
It's a
and I think
dessert
most
wine.
people have an it's a dessert wine, right? And I think most people think, oh, sweet wine doesn't get you drunk. Like sweet wine is always low in alcohol. But this type of wine, port wine, is actually very high in alcohol. So like you go to these wine tours in Porto, Portugal, and think that like you're not getting drunk, but like at the end of the day,
think again.
You're like, what? I don't remember what happened this morning.
Oh my God, I love that. Fun.
How about you? What are your favorite places to go? What's the best spot you've ever been to in the world?
Okay, my absolute favorite ever is Greece. So Santorini. So I loved Fira, all that. Like I honestly could live there. And then I think a little lesser like popular place. I love Scotland. I went to Edinburgh in February. I stayed for about 5 days, and I could have stayed longer because honestly, like I feel like, have you ever had like a past life experience? Like I literally, once I was there, I felt like I'd been there before. It was just kind of like and I'm 50% Irish, Scottish, and English. So it was kind of like, okay, this is where I came from. So it's so beautiful. They have great food, I love whiskey. They're funny. They have amazing accents. Like, so Scotland. And then I really loved Budapest. So like, those are probably my top 3. There's so many more places I need to go that could probably like change those up. But I just found all 3 of those places so magical. They're so amazing.
Can you do a Scottish accent? Let's see.
Oh, all right, Lassie. Would you like a traditional Scottish breakfast? It's a blood sausage and some gravy. I love Scottish people. Honestly, like my dream is to have a Scottish man like come sweep me off my fucking feet. Straight up.
Ooh, maybe you Scottish summer home.
A Scottish what?
Scottish summer home. You'll have like a cottage.
Well, so yeah, so
one day.
I think that's the move. Actually, when I was in Scotland, I met a man, and he was a rugby player from South Africa. So this like beautiful creature, but he lived there for a couple years. But with COVID, he actually just flew back to South Africa. So that might be my next destination. Just saying. But no, like Scotland is so beautiful. And the whole time I was there, so it's like Ireland, Scotland, England, they're really rainy countries, but it was not rainy at all. And they're like, you brought the California sunshine, did you? And I'm like, yeah, I did, bitch. So what are you going to bring me?
I'm really good at
it. Thank you. So yeah, so those
don't do secretly like, please ask me to do an accent.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
you know I was.
Go ahead, do your Australian.
Yeah, do Australian. Somebody do Australian.
Now that I'm being promoted, I have to really like get into it. It's this weird thing, but they're so specific.
She said, "Sir, oh my god!"
The way they do their vowels is this weird, like so interesting, so unique type of thing. And for some reason, I just perfected it. I don't know how, but I did.
I am so impressed. That is so fucking good. Wow.
Not any better than your Scottish.
Cheers to you.
Yeah, your
That's crazy.
I'll stick to New Jersey. Yeah, I'll stick to Jersey.
Jersey. No, you guys have very like mild accents. So I'll say that. Which is like I love accents either. It's nothing either way, but I wouldn't know for sure, you know? Like, do you think I have a California accent?
Yeah. You have a nice accent.
You do. It's a nice mannered accent. Mm-hmm. Like it's like not aggressive the way that
and you enunciate very well.
Yeah. You speak beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Made for podcast.
I love you. Thank you, ladies. You as well. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I've had people tell me that I sound like I'm from the Midwest and, you know, like this or that. But, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe it. We are already at a half hour. So, tell me. So tell me a little bit, Julie, about what you did in Greece.
So, okay, really interesting. So I have a cousin by marriage who is from Greece. He came here, I think it was supposed to be for 3 months, like after the Navy to just like see New York, and then he never left. So the first time I went to Greece, I actually went with Danielle. And this was when Greece was becoming like the honeymoon spot.
Yes.
So everyone thought we were like on our honeymoon, and everyone's like, congratulations.
Oh my God. Love that.
But
hopefully you guys got some free meals.
Yeah, exactly. We went to Santorini first.
Yeah.
And then we went to Mykonos. But my favorite part was when we got to visit with my cousin's family. He wasn't there, but we got to see his family. And his family is just the most loving, warm, traditional Greek.
Like when you think of them, I hear like. That's what I think of.
So they're amazing. So that was my favorite part because it was like the most authentic part of the trip. It was like we were with people who are natives. We're at their house. They
don't speak English.
Don't speak a lick of English.
Made moussaka.
Spanakopita. Like it was my favorite part. And then I went back. I know. Spanakopita is my jam.
Ooh, I think I might order that for dinner.
It's amazing.
So good.
I actually went back to Greece a few years later. I think I did 2 years later, with my parents. They wanted to go. And my cousin and her husband, who's Greek, went. And I cannot even tell you, I have such a connection to my cousin's mom and sister his sister speaks English, but his mom does not speak a lick of English. We literally just sit and stare at each other and like laugh, have full-blown conversations with our eyes, and then like cry when we leave each other. Because it's like, we're in love, but it's like, we didn't speak my grandma, but we don't speak one word. And like, that is why travel and culture is incredible, because coming from New York, where it's like, I walk in the elevator and everyone's like, oh, immediately let me look down and go on my phone. Like, don't talk to me. Leaving this bubble and traveling to different places is incredible, because it's just so refreshing to like be with people who want to like actually talk to you or look at you.
And you love the food there. You love the food.
Great.
When you love the food, it's just like such a bonus.
Yeah, the food's incredible.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to be around people that want to connect. Like, and that's what I felt in Greece too, that it was just so much more of like a slower life. And the food, 100% hands down, my favorite food is Greek food. Second favorite is Chinese. And so I will transition and say, so I went to Bali, which I know is your favorite place, Danielle, but I felt like the celebrity that you were saying in China, because when we were in Bali, my one girlfriend who I was with, she is like pretty much as fair skinned as me, but she has really curly brown hair. I am a blonde, freaking fair as fuck little lass. And so we went everywhere we went, people were asking to take pictures of me. And I was dying. I'm like, okay, like obviously, like you said, you're like, oh, I felt like so special, but I'm like, this is so strange. Like, you know, like I feel like I'm a totally normal ass specimen, but they were like, oh, you know, so I thought that was so funny too.
I think also because, so I have green eyes, which I think probably when I was in China was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what are those things?
Like a mutation.
Yeah, I was mutated. I got stopped all the time. Families were asking me to take pictures with them. We went to the mall.
That's so
and there
crazy.
was some kind of, it was crazy. There was some kind of anime show going on, and there was anime characters, and the anime characters were like, excuse me, can I take a picture with you, white girl? And I was like,
white girl.
Literally told you. No, they didn't literally call me a white girl.
I would have been like, nah, bitch. But no, yeah. No, they were just like, oh, can I take a picture? Like, nobody ever called me white girl either, but I knew it was because I was fair as the day is long. Like, yeah.
No one has ever asked to take a picture with me. but I will say that in Greece, the boys, they liked my body in Greece. They really did.
For those who can't see me and Danielle, we're physically very different. We're very different types.
Like, she's tiny and I'm large. Like, when we went to, we're missing like the Goldilocks, like in the middle, just right.
When we went to Greece, Danielle thrived.
Oh, I thrived. They love these hips.
Because guess
These
what?
hips so long.
What my favorite thing to say is nobody wants a bone but a dog. I've never been kicked out of bed for fucking eating an extra helping. So that's all I'm going to say. But
I'm literally storing that in my brain.
That's an amazing line.
I'm wrapping it up and I'm storing it in my brain.
An amazing line.
We'll say it again for everyone in the back. Nobody wants a bone but a dog. love your body. Like I been like super fit in my life and loved it? Yes. But also like with quarantine and stuff, have I embraced my like beautiful body and curves 100%? I've never had a dude be like, no. Because
You go.
everything's an attitude, you know? It's like if you feel beautiful, other people are going to affirm that feeling. Feeling is everything in life. What you feel about, you bring about. Like, you know, here's a really good like law of attraction thing I've been like saying to myself recently. What you think about and what you think about, you bring about. So I am so thankful that no matter what my body looks like to me, that other people are so down for it, because you know, I'm worthy and I am beautiful no matter what. And I think it's such a toxic culture that we have right now with social media, that like these thin, just like cookie cutter, no fat on your body thing. Like, don't get me wrong, does it look beautiful? Yes, of course, but that's also what we've been conditioned to. But like our curves and our, you know, softness is just as beautiful. We're women. We're not men. We're not supposed to be hard and, you know, whatever.
We are. Honestly, could not echo your sentiment more. I know that like we are already halfway through, but I feel like this is a really important topic and something that deserves attention, because you could not be more right.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy that has become the standard, the beauty standard. And like you said, it's not that it's not beautiful. It's just that there are various things that make up beauty, and that's not the only thing.
Yes.
And yet that has become the beauty standard, so much so that women literally filter and edit their photos so that they look like that. When in reality, like there are actual things about our bodies that like are anthropologically beautiful and sexy and attractive. Like we were made this way because we're supposed to attract the other sex. And like,
yeah,
every all of us are made exactly the way we're supposed to be.
Yes. And that's why dating apps suck, because dating apps are 100% aesthetic.
All superficial. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's like really difficult, like in our dating experience. Actually, like a lot of the reason why we went into making our own dating app, you know, it's all about that picture of you. And the date is all about like how you look on the date. That first date is all based on appearance, because the person doesn't know you and they don't know the context of you in the world. They don't know anything about you other than the way that you appeared to them in 2D. And I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm going to plug Fourplay.
Plug it.
Fourplay. It's like when you're actually with your friend on a date, you're behaving more like your authentic self, and being your authentic self is what's sexy.
Yes.
Like that's what people like.
Yeah.
And so like I find myself on one-on-one dates, like not being my authentic self, like trying to be this like perfect lady, like feminine image. And it's like, honey, I need that. Yeah. I need that. No. I'm more me when I'm with a friend. Like I'm more like, that's who I am. Like and that's what's going to be attractive to someone else. And I want someone who's going to like me for that, not the me that I tried to be.
She likes me for me. Yeah, no, like that's that's gonna be our story song, just so everyone knows. She likes me for me. But so I totally agree with that, because I have been on, so like, first of all, in the past like month, I got Bumble, and I've been writing down, just so all you boys know, don't fuck around. I've been writing down every single date I've gone on, and the just atrocities that have been committed on each date, and they're for, you know, future research, but they're also hilarious. But what I will say is that it's like, I'm always myself, I feel. However, I feel sometimes guys, like if you've ever been on a date with somebody who like in your mind maybe is more attractive than you. We've all done it, right? Like I like to think that like most of the time I'm like, okay, I'm a bad bitch. But sometimes you go on a date and you're like, this person is a fucking god. Like you're like, this person's so hot. But you try to play cool.
Yeah.
You try to play cool. Well, so I went on a date recently with this guy who we met on Bumble. We started messaging. He told me to text him, but he was out of town. And I was like, no, because I had other plans that weekend. I can't be having random numbers messaging me if you're not here right now. So I never ended up messaging him, but we started like talking on Instagram, or we followed each other on Instagram. So, you know, a week or two goes by. Last week I go to the gym and he's at my gym. And I'm like, I know, I know he knows this is me. Like, makeup or not, this is the spot, bitch. Like, I'm like, I fucking know he knows. As soon as I saw him walk in and I knew he saw me, he got so uncomfortable. Like, you can just tell people's body language. Because he gave me his number and I never texted him, right? So his body language was, he got so stiff and he walked out. I was like, damn, but okay. So anyway, so he walked out, and then a couple days later, he posted on his story the song that it was like a 50 Cent song. It was I wanna get to know ya. I really want to baby. I wanna be a lover. That song.
From like literally.
Oh, not 21 Questions.
No, but same album.
No, yeah, same album,
Candy?
same, just like the sexual ass song. So he posted that, and so I responded with a fire sign, and he responded and was like, "I heard this at a party the other day." Blah blah blah. He goes, one, he said, I'm 80% sure I saw you at the gym the other day, and two, something else. I said, one, I'm 100% sure I saw you at the gym the other day, and two, I'm 100% sure as soon as you saw me, you ran out in a hurry. And he was like,
Good for you. I can't believe he didn't have the social skills to talk to you in real life. What is up with people? Like, why wouldn't he just talk to you?
But I'll say this actually, ladies, because I was on the treadmill. So he said,
that's fair.
I appreciated what he said. He said, LOL, I'm so glad that he goes, props to you for re-breaking the ice. Here's my phone number. So I texted him with a polar bear emoji, because how much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. So we started talking like that, but no, like he said, nobody wants to be talked to on the treadmill. And I said, he's so right. I said, that is so true. I appreciate that. Blah, blah, blah. So we went on our first date, and then, we hung out the next night. And we drank the first night, which drinking I always feel like loosens you up in a good way. It was just like totally chill. I went home and everything. The next night he came over and we just smoked a little, like bowl. But he's 6'5". He's from New York, you guys. 6'5" from New York.
Boy.
Big. I like a big boy. But anyway, but he like fell asleep while we were watching a movie, which is totally fine. But he was snoring like a cyclops. Like, so.
I'm so embarrassed for him.
No, it was
embarrassing.
It was so bad. And so then I was like, okay, it's time. And also I'd never hooked up with him. So I'm like, it's time for you to go. That's I didn't want to be rude, but I'm like, leave. And so, so he leaves and stuff. And then this week, this is so funny, because actually he said, let's go get dinner early this week. So to me, early this week is Monday, bitch. So I said on Monday, I'm like, hey, you want to go get dinner? He said in Spanish, which also I just wanted to flick him. He said, Monday es no para mí. How about Wednesday? Guess what? I'm free as a bird after this. But I was like, no, I'm not free. No, why can't you take me out on a Monday, bitch?
Yeah, what's wrong with Monday? What's wrong with Monday?
What's wrong with you is my question. So anyway, he's out. But just wanted to say, guess what? I have dudes fucking, what do they call it? Knocking at my door. So don't think that you're so what I felt, actually, this is why I brought him up. He was trying to play it cool. So the second night we hung out, I called him to tell him I was on my way home, because I was coming from girls' night. He answered the phone. You guys are going to die. Listen. But also I think you guys will come to the same conclusion me and my girlfriend said. He's really trying to play it cool, because I think he thinks that I don't know. I want to hear your guys' opinion. So I called him, let him know I was on my way home. He answers the phone. What's up, motherfucker? I'm
sorry.
I literally said
automatic.
I
Wait,
said,
I feel like I might answer the phone. He's an automatic no.
Listen, but to you guys, thank you. To my girlfriends, I might answer, what's up, motherfucker? But I knew he was with his roommates, who, guess what? The night before we went on our date, we had such a great date. We hung out in the hammock afterwards. He was using his big ass fucking 7-foot long legs to rock the hammock. We're just cuddling and talking and whatever. Then the next day you want to play it cool and say, what's up, motherfucker, when you answer the phone to me? What's up, mother? Because I'm your mother, bitch. No. I will fucking punish you. Do not ever answer the phone and call me motherfucker again. So I didn't say nothing, but I said, I said, what'd it do? Right? I'm like, but also inside I was like, what? So then he's like, cool, I'll come over. Comes over, you guys. So comes over. Night was fine, whatever. But once again, we didn't drink that night. We just smoked a bowl. But sometimes smoking is more awkward than like drinking. You know, like people get like weird. Like, it's like, so I was fine, but I felt like he maybe got weird so he fell asleep, and then finally I was like, okay, time for you to go. So he leaves, and then he texts me when he gets home. You guys, this is so funny and weird to me. So texts me when he gets home. He was like, I'm so sorry, I was snoring. I was trying to stay awake, LOL. And he goes, sleep good. And then he goes, this is what he said to me. And I cannot believe this. He said, catcha later, with the hang loose emoji.
I'm appalled. He's nervous. He's nervous. He's trying to.
I made a 6'5" man scared. Catch you later.
He's 22.
He's 20. He's 30. Catch you later, bitch.
Oh, so that's embarrassing.
Oh.
I'm embarrassed.
Oh,
I'm embarrassed.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was 18.
Yeah,
like if he's 30,
yeah.
no.
If he's in high school, it's okay. If he's not in high school, then it's absolutely.
If he's not on a grind line, no.
Catch you later.
That's gonna be a no for me.
No, you guys. I literally, I'm so glad that you guys are as appalled as me, because I literally screenshotted that to my friends and they said, are we in the Beach Boys? Like, what?
I will say this, like, to not be a feminist is to be a feminist. Because I feel like as women, we make excuses a lot for men.
That's so crazy.
Like, I feel like I would be in your shoes and get the catch later. And I'd be like, no, he's just trying to be funny. But it's like, it's not okay.
No,
like, he should be trying to fucking woo you at this point. Like, you got it one time.
Right. He should be trying to woo you. Like, he's trying to play it cool, and he doesn't realize that like chivalry is the move, not playing it cool.
No.
Like, you don't say what's up, motherfucker, and catch you later until you're
dating
6 months into a relationship, and it's like a joke. And it's like,
yeah, guess what? If you're my man, like, I'd be like, what's up, motherfucker? Like, say it like jokingly. Like, one of my best friends, her and her boyfriend call each other bitch, and it's so funny. But it's because they are like on that level. But to like, no, like, we're not on that level. You like, so we hung out twice, and for you to say catch you later, I was literally so put off. But here's what I also thought. I'm like, I know that he's intimidated by me to say that, because like a dude who, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like to me, it was like a defense mechanism kind of. And so then I didn't respond because I thought it was so fucking lame. And then the next morning I said, well, good morning, Mr. Snores a lot. And he was like, haha, he's like, I have sleep apnea. I was trying not to, fall asleep, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, it was a valiant effort. And then he was like, I was like, cool, do you want to go out like on Monday night? He's like, Monday es no para me. I'm available Wednesday. Once again, I was like, I'm not, which I am, but also I was like, no, fuck you. What's wrong with a Monday, bitch? Like,
Like, right. Like, he's still playing games. He's not done with that yet. And you know what? It might just be because he's intimidated, and it might just be because he wants to play it cool. But it's like, I'm not looking for a guy who's like intimidated at 30 and wanting to play it cool. I'm looking for a guy that's like, I know what I'm looking for. I'm gonna woo you. I'm gonna be chivalrous, and I'm gonna let you know that I want to hang out. And I'm not gonna answer the phone, hey motherfucker. I'm gonna answer the phone, hey beautiful.
Yeah, hey beautiful. Hey sugar.
Yeah, and like you're a 10, and you know it, and you should know it.
11
and a 15, a 75, and you should know it. And everyone should know it, because everybody has something to offer. And the most attractive thing about a person is if they're confident. And he's clearly not.
Yeah. And if he were confident, he'd be able to acknowledge, like, oh, you're a 10. Like, but he can't even acknowledge it.
Yeah. Like, you put your A game on for a 10. You don't put your step motherfucker game on for a 10.
Yeah.
You put your step motherfucker game on.
Yep.
I cannot wait. I hope that he watches this. Once again, no names. Nobody was harmed in the making of this video, but you know who you fucking are, and you're weird. Don't do that. Like, it's so fucking weird. This is why, honestly, we need the show ladies to put men on blast, because we're not going to say your name, but you're guilty and you fucking know it. So let's move on to, we've tried this one-on-one thing. It's just not been working out. So talk to us about Fourplay.
Fourplay. We love Fourplay, don't you?
Yes, love it.
Fourplay is a double dating app. So what you do is you team up with a friend, and then you make a shared profile. you then match with other teams. So the same swipe right technology that everyone's used to, except rather than swiping on other people, you're swiping on teams. And then when you match, a group chat is generated. And in that group chat, you can plan a double date. So we're all about getting people together in a natural setting, getting singles to just like meet and have chemistry and like not jump right to a one-on-one date, which is awkward as hell and not safe, by the way.
What's up, motherfucker?
Right. So we're just like all about making dating more fun and more natural, safer, and less awkward.
So safer, less awkward. Okay, so I love that a lot. But so one question I have is because like sometimes have you ever even dated somebody or gone on a date with somebody and their friends are like hotter and you're like, oh shit. So like what if you go on this double date and like how do you just pick? Like so you go into the double date and nobody has picked somebody, right? You just kind of go together and then the chemistry just happens? Or has that been an awkward thing where it's like, have you guys ever liked the same person or vice versa? Or tell us how that goes.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I personally love this question because I love that the answer is like, we don't know.
We don't know.
So you don't match one-on-one. It's not like we're matching and you're matching and we're going to go out as a four. It's, we are down to meet you in real life. You're down to meet us in real life or virtually. And like, let's just see what happens. Like you were saying, let's see like who has chemistry. And the reason why I love that so much is because I feel like there is an important dimension that's missing on the dating apps, right? Like everyone is two-dimensional. The real life dimension is a very important dimension. It makes it or breaks it, right? That's why I have great chemistry on the app. And then I meet somebody in real life and I'm like, oh, ooh,
this is awkward.
This is not what I was expecting. So sad I didn't make an excuse to have to leave early.
Catch you later.
Happens, right? Sup, motherfucker? So like, I love that it's like, just go out, see what happens, because I feel like what unexpected outcome is going to be of Fourplay is going to be that people are going to realize that those they would have swiped left on a one-on-one app like Bumble or Hinge are going to end up being people that they really vibe with in person. And those who they swipe right on, which is what normally happens to me because I swipe based on who I think is hot and then go out with them. And I'm like, oh, you're missing a personality. It's like, that's eliminated with Fourplay. It's like you're challenging yourself to step out of your comfort zone, which I personally love.
I love it. I mean, I also think that it's like, there is no who's with who because that first time you're getting together, that first double date, there's no pressure. Like it's unlike a regular one-on-one date from a dating app where like there is pressure that like you are going to decide whether or not like you might even be deciding, am I going to hook up with this person or not?
100%. Yeah.
Like with Fourplay, it's like they're like you literally can just look at it as I'm going out with my friend to meet single guys. End of story. Like that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like on the date, if you happen to be vibing with one and maybe your friend is also vibing with that one, by the way, like we're not saying that doesn't happen.
Totally
happens. But like that happens in real life too. Like if you go out to a bar with your friend and you're talking to two guys and you both kind of want the same one, like you just have a conversation. Like you have your little like side language to each other. Like I want him. And you work it out.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we all have that friend.
We've all had it.
That we want to like punch in the face sometimes. That's like, shot him. When you get to the bar and it's like, dude, you haven't even spoken to him yet.
Haven't even spoken to him. He can't be yours. You can't piss on him yet.
Marking your territory. Yeah, no, 100%. No, I definitely have had that with friends. Luckily, most of the time, me and my friends have different tastes, I'll say, which is a fucking hallelujah. But no, I think that'd be really cool. Just like you said, like to go meet people without the pressure, because you could go out and do it just willy nilly, which I've done like traveling solo for sure. But it'd be so much more fun to like go with a friend and then be like, meet these people. If they don't work, then you can continue on your way and go out. But it's so nice to already be out and you're knocking, like you guys said, two birds with one stone, hanging out with your girlfriend and going on a date and like meeting new people. It's like fabulous.
Exactly. It's like, especially after COVID, like we've all been deprived in quarantine of spending time with our friends and of dating. And so this is like perfect timing for Fourplay because people are re-entering the world now and like wanting to see their friends, but also wanting to date. And like, you can do both. You don't have to choose. You can do both.
That's right. You could have it all. So have you guys had any?
You can have cake and eat it too.
And if you have a terrible date and you go with them, it's like you just still go out after. Like you went out with your friend. Like no one ever regrets going out with their friend. And that's really like at the foundation of Fourplay. Is like Fourplay was founded by two best friends.
Yeah.
Like we're all about just like being with your, like hanging out with your best friend, being like, using the buddy system and have a good time together. Like be single together if you're both single, and you don't have to enjoy being single alone. You can enjoy being single with your single friends.
Yeah, because if you're doing it right, being single is awesome.
And being single is really fun.
So much fun. So much good free food. So many like funny opportunities. Honestly, once again, I think I mentioned I've been writing down all the dates I've been going on and just like the funny shit that's happened. And this is like the makings of a book, bitches. So I think it'd be even funnier. I'm not a person, so like I also had a couple guys be like, oh, like let's go out, like like as a group. On my first date, sometimes like so Julie and I, we talked about this before. Sometimes I do want to have just a one-on-one date, but also there's times where I'm just like, no, I'd rather kind of like see who this person is in a group setting, because people are different depending on who they're surrounded with. So I kind of want to see who they are with their best friend. Because have you ever met like a dude, you start dating him and you meet their friend and you fucking hate their friend? Like, yeah, sorry. So I think that'd be a really good like filter. It's like, who does this person hang out with? Because we all know you're like the 5 people you surround yourself most with. So if this person is hanging out with somebody who I absolutely despise, it's probably not going to work out. However, if it's somebody who like 2 cool people and we like all get along, it could be a cool, like, I think nowadays it's like casual is more the move till you maybe like start to vibe with somebody and you get more serious. But I actually like that a lot. So it's not just like necessarily like, okay, we went on a one date, we're going to be serious. It's like, cool, let's see if we vibe. Like we went on a group date, we had fun. Hey, do you want to hang out one-on-one? Like I think it opens the door for deeper connection because you get to see a different side of somebody, because we do get to be whoever we want to be one-on-one. But in the Fourplay setting, you kind of are more yourself because you're already with somebody who knows who you are. So you're going to be that.
Exactly.
Right. Your friend is holding you accountable to be like, dude, why are you acting like that?
Like, why did you just laugh like that? Like, that's not a real laugh. I get told that all the time.
Like,
what never heard that laugh before. What the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck is that? Exactly. So how many Fourplay dates have you guys been on yourselves?
We've actually, so because of COVID, like we kind of had to take a Fourplay break. We had a really interesting Fourplay date before COVID. And then COVID happened, and like not a lot of people want to hang around us because we work in healthcare during a pandemic.
Yeah, that's been really bad for my self-esteem, to be honest.
Yeah, like we have friends who are like, they're like, we don't want to go anywhere near you. Like they'll see each other, but they don't want to see us.
I've been kicked out of a house. I wasn't even in the house. I was outside with a mask on. Everyone else was not wearing a mask, and they've been like, sorry,
yeah,
like
so it's full.
Can you go?
It's full.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's been a bit of a struggle for us with Fourplay, but like other people are certainly using the app, and we actually got ourselves a date for next week with guys who aren't intimidated by us being in healthcare. Those are the really I was telling you about earlier. But yeah, so I mean, we have users using the app. I mean, there are so many people using it, and like even people who are matching like internationally.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Teams that are in New York matching with teams that are in London.
Yeah, that's really wild. Because in Fourplay, because there's 2 of you, you might not live in the same place. So we give you the option to pick 2 cities that you want to Fourplay in.
That you want to fornicate in?
We were like, fornicate and Fourplay. And we were like, let's see what's going on in London, because London has been like booming. And I mean, I'm like considering a move to London because there are some fine men.
Yeah, London's where it's at.
Yeah.
I just spent 10 days there and it was fabulous. I'll say that. So yes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, right before COVID, I was there for 10 days and there are just so many beautiful, and I'm sorry, the accents, like, yes.
No.
So hot.
I know. You know, my brother-in-law is British, and every year on my birthday, he says, well done, Julie. Like as if I've done something amazing. I'm like,
well
thank
done.
you.
Well done another year.
I love that. Oh my God, that's so funny. So, okay, so great. So that is amazing. It's already across the globe, Fourplay. So everyone here in San Diego, I can't wait for you guys to get on board as well, because it sounds like a fun time. honestly, a lot of times, like even guys I've been talking to for a while, they're like, oh, tonight I'm going to go watch football with the boys. How fun would it be? I don't want to fucking really watch football, but how cool would it be to be like, cool, like let's do a foreplay where you and your homie meet us at one of my favorite places down here is Dirty Birds, where they have wings. Me and my girlfriend go, you guys buy us wings and watch football, and we get to hang out, and maybe you guys get to engage with us. That's amazing. That's like a foreplay.
Yeah, exactly. You show up to that bar and you're like, sup, motherfucker?
Catch you later, bitch. Oh my. So that's amazing. I love that. So I cannot wait to blast this out for everyone to hear, because I think it is such a great idea. I love any kind of powerful, just like forward thinking women like myself. And I think you guys are so inspiring, so beautiful. And it's going to blow up. I already freaking know it. So cheers to you guys. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I can't wait for us to actually meet up in person and have a drink. Woohoo!
Yes, I can't wait.
In Chelsea and Chelsea.
Yes, I can't wait for you to come.
Chelsea and Chelsea with all my girls. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Up to Date.